Hi everybody, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about some tropes that I love and some tropes that I hate in my books. This isn't going to be genre specific because I like to jump around in genres. I do read thrillers and horror the most, so you might find some of these more relevant to that category, but I'm going to be just including things that I notice overall despite the genre. Tropes that I enjoy. I really enjoy isolated settings. And it doesn't matter what the genre is, I always enjoy when the setting is a tight setting, usually one or two rooms with a small cast of characters. I really like the closed-in feel and just really getting to know our people and not jumping around a whole lot. It seems to like be a tighter story in my opinion. It's just almost every single time it gets knocked out of the park. And it's like it doesn't necessarily have to be like one room. It can be like, just like a house or like wherever, as long as it's somewhere where they're just kind of in one location. I really tend to enjoy that because it has a storyline that flows a little bit better. You get more insight to the characters. The character relationships are always a little bit better, and it's just something that I really like. The second trope that I tend to enjoy a lot is stories that revolve around a missing person. This can be either something that like takes place in the future, and it's like we're like reuniting and we never found out what happened to the person, or it can be something that takes place right afterwards. But I like the sense of urgency in these types of stories. They really speak to me, and it always it never fails to get the pace going. It really makes for a very quick paced read. This is going to go towards my horror and my thriller fans, but another trope that I really enjoy is a spooky haunted house. It's a classic thing, and I know it's been done a million times, but there's just something about it that just gives my heart joy. I really enjoy it. I like seeing the different types of hauntings that can occur, the things that, the way that the people that are in these situations handle them, I really think is intriguing. It's my jam. I love it. And it's like, think Haunting of Hill House on Netflix, but in book form. Like, it's just so good. It's so good, and like it never fails to warm my heart. I enjoy it immensely. Tropes that I don't like. Love triangles. I cannot stand love triangles. There's a few exceptions, obviously, but overall, I feel like it takes away from the story, and it kind of comes across as juvenile to me. I would much rather have the characters sit down and have an open, honest relationship than do this whole will she, won't she, will he, won't he, mind games throughout 80% of a book. It really drives me up a wall. And it doesn't matter to me if it's romance or not. It's very hard for there to be a well done love triangle, in my opinion. There have been some exceptions to the rule along the way. I mean, in the Hunger Games, for example, the whole Katniss, Peeta, Gale love triangle, I didn't mind that because I felt like it wasn't overdone. The focus was still the story at large, and plus I think it was pretty obvious from the start who she was going to end up with, so it didn't really bother me that much. Um, but it was there. But when it bothers me is when it takes over the story, and it's very, very easy for it to take over the story. So I'm sorry if I'm like offending anybody, because I'm not trying to. This is just my personal opinion. But yeah, like love triangles and me, no. If I know for certain that a book has a love triangle before I go into it, I probably will not even read it. Um, it's like if somebody really, really, this is a pro tip for you guys. If you really want me to read something, don't tell me about a love triangle. If it's there and it doesn't take over the story and I don't know about it in advance, I'll go ahead and read it. But if I know about it before I open that first page, I am 99% more likely to not read it at all. Another trope that I can't stand, and I see this so much, especially in romance, is when the male protagonist thinks he's a badass and tries to control the woman. This really, really just pisses me off. I don't find it endearing. I don't find it masculine. And I don't find it to be a good character trait. When I am reading a book, romance or otherwise, and this male lead comes out and his behavior is like that, I automatically dislike him. I'm not talking about a guy that just comes in and he's good looking or whatever. It's like, yeah, I mean, that's romance that's going to happen. What I am referring to is when they come in and they are telling the woman what to do and saying it like it's fact. Oh, we're going to do this or we're going to do that. But it's always written in a way where it's like he's smiling and his cute dimples are irresistible. And it's like her heart's melting because she wants to be dominated. To me, that's not what that is. That is just somebody who wants to control you, and they know that they are charming and charismatic, so they know they can get away with it, and it's cockiness, and it's just not attractive to me. It's like that just like automatically puts the character down, and I don't trust them. Like I see it all the time, and I don't understand the appeal of this trait at all. This is true in writing as well. Like you can ask my sister. We are both writers and we exchange manuscripts often. And she, I've told her before that it's like her main character in her book that she's currently writing, like, I don't like him because he acts like that. And it's not a stab against her writing or her book. It's excellent. But it's just like the main character, the main male lead. He's not the main character, but he's the male lead. And it's like, girl, it's like, what the hell does he think he's doing? Just walking up in her house, and stuff like that. And it's like, I've seen this happen in so many different books where it's like they'll tell the woman what to do, and like they'll like just walk up into their house on like the first date and stuff. There's one book that really, really stands out to me as borderline mental abuse, and I read this a few years ago, and I did a review about it back then. I do not recommend watching that review. It was at the start of my channel, and it is not good. So don't put yourself through that, please. But the book that I was talking about was The Search by Nora Roberts, and it's like that book. I didn't care for that book, and it was mainly because of the guy. Because he would talk to this woman like he was the one in charge of everything, and she was going to do what he said. And it's like, excuse me, sir, I just met you. Who the hell do you think you are? It's just, I don't like that. It's misogynistic. It's, It's like, Not attractive. It's not sexy. Don't do that. So, I'm sorry. I just got a little bit heated there. Another trope that I don't like at all. Well, I shouldn't say that I don't like it, but I do think that it's overdone. And that is, she's not like the other girls. It was fine the first 10, 15 times I read it, but now it's kind of gotten to the point where it's like, our protagonist, she's not like the other girls. She's not as pretty. She's not as conventionally pretty. She reads. She's very smart. She's kind of clumsy. You all know what I'm talking about, right? And it's kind of gotten to the point where she's not like the other girls. She's all these things. It's like, she kind of is, because they're all written that way now. It's just, now I've kind of gotten to where I roll my eyes a little bit when I see it, and I'm like, this again? Can we think of something new, please? Like, I think the first time that I ever read it, and I'm sure it's not the first book that it exists in, but it's the first time that I ever read it because I was really young at the time, was Hermione in Harry Potter. And it worked for her because it wasn't like it was disparaging her at all. She just was very, very smart. And like a lot of people didn't take her seriously because she was very smart. But she's a fan favorite at the same time. It's like it kind of worked for her. And because the message that I got from that was, don't judge a book by the cover. It's like, you don't know what you're really getting with her. But some of these other ones, it doesn't seem like it's necessary. It doesn't seem like it really brings anything to their character, and it just makes them feel generic. So that is just my personal opinion. But I'm sure there's a million more out there. These are just the ones that really stick out the most. But if you can think of any more that I missed, like, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys have to say. And I'll probably agree with you on a few of them. But that is all that I have for you guys today. If you liked this video, please make sure to subscribe, like, comment, follow me on the social medias. Click that bell if you want to be notified of all of my upcoming videos. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.